And we're live. Birds of a Feathers are back in this house. It's your boy P, OGP, Jake, PY. We got Chuck's over here. Baju's Bread, located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie sandwich, cutlets, and balls of the meat. Mention A2D Radio for 10% off your in-store purchase. It's training camp time. We took last week off, had a little respite, a little R&R. We're back, going to hit it hard. I don't know why PY has his shirt open. Just run the fucking credits. Just run the intro.
Oh my God! I'm embarrassed! He's flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time.
Thank you, fam, for rocking with us. We're gonna hop right into it. PY, don't clutch. No, just let it be, baby. Let it be, man. You're working out, your lungs feeling good, summer winding down. You got the little I don't know what you call them, little taco meat, what you want to call out, your little chest hairs. I don't even know what nationality are they. The chest hair look like it's Eastern European, bitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo, boys, you can see I'm in a decent mood, man. I can't complain. Kelly someone's happy. We got a couple of us rocking Kelly Green, going from the X from the top right here. Jake and Chuck's. Me and PY, you know, we always plan out, we coordinate our outfits. I'm Ebony, he Ivory, he got the white shirt, I got the dark shirt. You know what I mean? My shirt just ain't open. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Good new shows, just Ebony and Ivory.
Oh,
but yeah, boys, how we feeling tonight?
Good.
really good, bro. Really, really good. 2 weeks since our last show. Had that week off. It was definitely a good time. Yeah, I didn't. It like snuck up on me. But did you guys realize there's a game tonight?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
I heard there was somebody peculiar who sung the national anthem.
Mr. DeMarcus Ware, yes.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
but remember, you remember who's playing tonight? Chris Sims' favorite quarterback,
Oh.
the guy who's better than Jalen Hurts. Remember,
You just stay.
tell him on, man. Tell him on. I'll never forget.
Pete just keeps receipts in his head.
I
know.
do. Yes, I
And
do.
most random ones too.
They're in the
Yeah.
note. They're in the notes. They're there just waiting.
PY still has a Rolodex of all the burns and all the grudges he has in
I
life.
know, yeah.
They don't go away.
he shuffles through it and on random
Like,
times.
There we go.
I think I'll do this one. There's no point. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I think I'm gonna just talk about.
I mean, it technically does because Kelman is playing in tonight's game.
Instead of Salt Bay, he's Grudge Bay. That's who he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that's what he is.
But Jake, what's going on? How's that? The house is the closing coming up soon?
Closing already happened. We did it last week. We already closed.
You're poorer now.
Yeah,
Congrats.
much poorer. It's great.
Forever in debt.
Yep, pretty much. Getting some floors done. Got to get the roof done. I got a lot of stuff to get done. So,
Yo, if you need some
R.I.P.
people,
to bank
let
account.
me know.
R.I.P. to my bank account.
Yay!
My dad knows good people.
Adulting is fun.
I don't think it's so much fun.
No. So tonight, poll question, and we're brought to you by Alonzi Travel, specializing in creating a vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, wherever your heart calls to you. Let the talented team of travel experts create a custom vacation for you. One of those would be Chuck's over here. The other one is actually Andy Ritter, who is here for unfortunate reasons. Our hearts go out to you, Andy.
Everybody.
Love you, buddy. You know, safe travels. We'll see you on Saturday, I believe.
Saturday.
I think Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, little bowling action, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, I'm gonna hop right into it. The poll question tonight is, if we could pop it on the screen in 3, 2,
It's on the screen.
1. Is it on the
Right
bottom?
It's on the
I
bottom.
gotta get used to this ticker shit again, bro.
I know,
The Eagles Kelly Green uniforms are the best uniforms in franchise history. Agree to disagree. Second half of the show is going to be dedicated to nothing but jerseys, so we're going to park that. First half of the show is training camp. I can remember, I'll lead it off. I can't remember the last time I was less interested in training camp. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's up, Eileen? I mean, even after coming off being the runner-up, you know what I mean, being the NFC champion, I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm not too concerned with the team right now. This is as long as we stay healthy. That's it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What say you? What say you, fam? How are we feeling about training camp so far? Just overall as a general. These was it been a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, a week, right?
A week technically.
Roughly. Okay. I'm in your boat. For some reason, I'm not as. I think gradually over time, you become more aware that like there's as much of a chance of things carrying over from training camp into the season as there is a chance of them not carrying over. So like, it's like, this could mean something, and then it also could mean nothing. I think like the realizing that has made me at least be like, I don't know what to react to. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't want to overreact to anything. I don't want to underreact to anything. So I think I might just not react. I just let it be. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's some things that are interesting to see, and when you see like a highlight play from practice, it's cool to watch. It's football. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You like seeing football back, so it's cool to take note of. I mean, I think we've all seen the George Pickens Moss job that he did on being Joey Porter Jr. That was fun to watch. So stuff like that is awesome. But it's like these narratives. It's tough to really take much out of them, at least from my end, because I just don't know if they're going to carry over. I don't know. So I'd rather just save myself the trouble and just keep take everything almost with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing too, to where like when I was younger, I was like real excited about it just because it's football. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But now it's just kind of like, like there's a couple storylines here and there, like a couple position battles, like you take a peek at and see who did good that day. And that's mainly what I pay attention to, just kind of like the wrap up tweets of like practice, kind of giving like a little summary of what happened and how certain guys did, who stood out in that whole thing. That's all I really pay attention to. Other than that, I mean, it's practice, right? There's only so much you can take away from practice, and it's all it is. It's just practice. But football's back. Got the Hall of Fame game tonight, so that's a little something anyway. Yeah. At least hold us off till the regular season, but football's back till February.
While the three of us have been very reserved in our training camp, there has been one of us, 3 out of the 4. I think his enthusiasm has carried enough weight for all of us. So, PY, the floor is yours. Training camp and go. Just go. Like, so, I don't know what you're going to say.
So I honestly do get excited about a few things in training camp. For the most part, I don't care. Like, it doesn't really there's elements of training camp that's really exciting to me right now. Like the Georgia kids. Like, I love looking in and seeing what they're looking like and how they're handling the adjustments and everything. Like, that has me really hyped. Like, there's not really anything else that like has me crazy. Like I know everything going in. Like, I know I'm going to have a great offense. I know Jalen Hurts is my franchise quarterback. I know I'm going to have great offensive weapon. I know I'm going to have good secondary play. My only issues right now are, what am I going to get out of my safeties, and what am I going to get out of my linebackers? So, I mean, that's kind of interesting. I'm a little nervous at times, but it's just like, it's not anything crazy. Like, the thing that like gets me super pumped is I got both of my guys I wanted in the draft. I got Jalen Carter and I got Nolan Smith. So, I mean, every time they make a play, you hear how great they're talked about. Like, it's exciting, like, because those are your guys. Like, those are someone who you want it badly on this football team. And if they are as successful as I hope they are, it's a game changer.
No, I completely agree. Real quick before we move on, I want to give a shout out to Eileen Pompey, longtime follower of the platform of A2D. Wow, looks like unfortunately taking a step back from Facebook, and sometimes you just have to do that. Step away from social media. She said she's dealing with a lot, so we pray and our thoughts and prayers are with you, Eileen, to get through whatever battles that you're going through, whatever it may be. I know, as you can see, Patriots. So I hope as you step away for these next couple of weeks, that week one we want you back on the platform. Week one we want you back on the platform. But yeah, for sure.
Recover, so we don't have to apologize for week one.
Good point.
I don't want to open
That's
that
fair.
up can of
No, that's
gas
fair.
if you're still doing bad. Like, it's gonna hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's fair.
But so if we could, I just want to go around. Biggest takeaway so far, or your biggest storyline in Eagles camp, or just across the NFL. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to go in any order. But if you go, we're going to go around twice. If you start with the Eagles, that's fine. But when I come back to you, we want your storyline against the whole league. So who wants to go first? Don't all raise your hand. Oh, wow. See? Eager Beaver.
Big surprise.
Eager Beaver.
Big surprise. Go ahead.
Big surprise. All right. So, PY, floor is yours, sir.
So I'm thankful that my quarterback is not a bitch ass.
Context, please. I mean,
supposedly, I guess that's what Dak Prescott is. You know what I mean? Oof.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look.
And I hear people being like, "Oh man, you've never played sports before." I'm like, first off, like I've been on a lot of teams, and maybe with people I'm like on the same level to, I would say that too. Not my leader. Like I wrestled in high school and I did football. Like the team captain, I'm not talking to him like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like obviously it's high school sports, so don't mean jack or shit. But like it's the same thing at a job. Like I'm not going up to my finance manager and be like, "Hey man, you're acting like a bitch ass today because you're not getting those credit reports out like I need them."
I mean, there's some truth to that. There's some truth. It wasn't a good look, but at the same time, I will say this: football is different than any other sport. Emotions are involved, and it's a defense. If it was a wide receiver or somebody from the same side of the ball
It'd be much
saying
worse.
that to Prescott, maybe a little different. But since it was a DB whose job is to stop Dak from completing passes and make it more difficult, I get it. But at the same time, he felt way comfortable saying it. I don't know if you have that type of vitriol or that type of language being spewed at another one of the 31 starting quarterbacks in the league. You know what I mean? On Dak's stuff, because Dak is supposedly top 10.
Yeah.
What other top 10 quarterbacks do you know, for one, are going to be spoke to like that? But two, I think the biggest thing in that whole scene, for the clip that we saw, is there was no reaction by Dak. There was no fire, no retaliation after. And no one came to I mean, I forget who was standing around, but I could have sworn it was some offensive players. Like no one stepped in. It was almost like remember the game Carson got hit. So it's two instances, right? Remember the game Carson got hit early in his career in the Washington Redskins game when Jason Peters lost his shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't Wentz.
And then I think towards the end of Wentz,
that was Foles.
Was it Foles who didn't?
Yeah, it was Foles. Chris Baker knocked him on his ass.
Okay, so. But was it Wentz that got hit and nobody came to help out? Or like it was weird? Like
what,
the reaction
you mean the
was
playoff game?
Yeah, shit was like super slow.
No.
So it was one of our quarterbacks that got hit late.
Was it 2020 or I don't remember anymore.
I forget.
I don't even remember anymore.
Okay. But you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
if somebody did that to Jalen or somebody said that to Jalen, which they probably wouldn't.
Never have the balls to.
You feel what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I love to see it from, I hate to see it, but I love to see it. I love to see it because it just shows that the turmoil in Dallas is still there. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, if your quarterback constantly costs you playoff games after the defense holds them to under 20 points, 2 straight years, I mean, I'd be pissed too.
That's true.
They're a top 3 offense and they can't score more than 12 points.
But do you think Trayvon is holding on to that?
I mean, that was a bad ending to a playoff game. Zeke's under center. Like I might be a little pissed.
I don't know. So All right, who wants to go next? So PY gave us his overarching kind of.
Dynasty makes a good point. My lotto would be right there. Yeah, 100%.
He'd be singing.
Oh, probably. But I'll go next. We're talking about around the league.
Either or, you could do it. You could do Eagles. You could do around the league. Whatever suits your fancy, sir.
I'll get my around the league one out of the way first. Just all these injuries. All these injuries really early on in camp. And I know the guys on Vetted, Hollis Thomas and Irvin Fryer, you can check those guys out at 5 p.m. every Thursday night. But it's they talk about it to where it might be a combination of like the lack of contact or whatever it might be in the offseason. Maybe it's their offseason program, their strength and conditioning program. Maybe they're doing too much or not enough, vice versa. But I don't think I've ever seen a training camp to where I'm seeing just a slew of injuries. Joe Burrow got hurt. Luckily, he's fine. Mm-hmm. Tim Patrick, unfortunately, coming back from an ACL. He's done for the year now with a tourniquet, ruptured Achilles, which is a shame. There's a bunch of other guys that aren't coming to my mind right now, but that's been like the big standout to me is all these injuries around the league. Yeah, that's another one.
Ken Walker got hurt?
Yeah.
How long is he out for?
I don't think it's too long.
I don't think it's that serious of an injury. So it's
I think Charbonnet got hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
Charbonnet just got upgraded to healthy.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah, he was back in practice today, so his wasn't anything crazy either.
Okay. I mean that's a very good point, Jake. I mean we've seen that though that trend in a couple of years, ever since the new CBA. While the athlete has gotten bigger, faster, more agile.
Mm-hmm.
The injuries have especially soft tissue and tendons and ligaments have become a thing. I think maybe they were still kind of a thing maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I think the athletes were somewhat more durable back then, dude.
Maybe that might be part of it.
You know what I mean? Not as athletic overall, but just I felt like they had better availability.
Well, they were all bigger back then too.
Right.
Oh,
I don't remember a lot of players.
Are they more durable, or is now they're just not allowed to play through the things that they would have been able to play through back then?
Well, I mean, you can't play through a torn Achilles, sir.
No. Yeah,
but I also think that I don't think the mentality. I think some of the mentality of some players. I get your point.
P.Y. looked like he was about to disagree to that. Like,
no,
like he was like his facial expression was like.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say something,
really?
but like I also think the players even still now want to get out there and play. So the medical attentiveness of the train and the medical staffs have gotten better. But you can't hamstrings, Achilles. I mean, it would be crazy for Tim Patrick if it's the Achilles on the same side he tore his ACL. You know what I mean? It's like his Achilles was compensating for his ACL maybe some point during his rehab, what have you.
Yeah.
It's just odd, man. It's always freaky things. It's just it's just weird. I mean, I don't know. But Chucks, on you, sir. Or do you want me? I can go first if you would like me to go first.
It doesn't matter. You're the host.
All right, so I'll give my big overarching storyline. So my biggest takeaway so far up until this point is just really how many teams are talking about mediocre QBs as their starters. That's my biggest thing. When you look around the league, I'm hearing San Fran, Brock Purdy's this and that and this and that. Like, dude, y'all just gave up 4 or 5 picks to trade him to get Trey Lance, and now he's an afterthought.
He's like their third string.
Right. He's an afterthought.
String. He got today.
In Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill is a walking doorstep. You feel what I'm saying? Like all this. It's I view the quarterbacks right now. Honestly, I view the quarterbacks right now like I view rap. The reason why Eminem still has a presence, obviously, is he's a great artist. The reason why Jay-Z can still have whatever's going on in Brooklyn at the public library, right? The reason why these artists who are 45, 50 years old can still come out and make hits is because the young generation hasn't stepped up, and they're just not there. Where I feel like this is kind of the same with the quarterback. Like, you got so many rotational quarterbacks, and don't get me wrong. I do feel like within the good old boy network with the owners, right? I do feel like there is some hesitancy to go out and try to find that diamond in the rough, right? To find that Kurt Warner, whatever we want to call it, right? So they just kind of rotate. But at the same time, I think quarterback play even from a college level, kids coming out outside of Joe Burrow, Allen Mahomes, and things of that nature, I feel as if it's just not on the same level, bro. Like this, after you talk about Herbert, and no, he's not number one overall. He's just the first one that came to mind. Mahomes, obviously Allen. You could put Jalen in that conversation, put Burrow in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? Who else?
Right.
I mean,
Who else is under? Who else is under 30 that you could think of?
So who did you name? Mahomes, Burrow, Allen,
Herbert,
Hurts. Lamar.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar.
Lawrence.
Maybe
Lawrence.
Maybe
I'm going
Deshaun.
by my rankings. So like I'm just
Right.
going, yeah, those are my.
But you would think so. We're naming off at most what 9, 10,
Something like that. Yeah.
and there's 32.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, there is definitely a drop off after you get those. So those are that we named. Those are like a bona fide. We know they're franchise QBs, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they have ability to play. As remember, we use these terms, Pete. QBs you can win because of, right?
Mhm.
Those are QBs you can win because of. There's a drop off after that.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, and if you're just talking about what under 30, I don't know. Like I don't
Exactly.
know. I don't know if like you can really. Are we that high on Kenny Pickett? Like
Because I don't think Geno's under 30 now.
no,
He's
no,
just
Gino's
30.
like 33. Yeah, he's like 33-ish. So he's.
I thought he was 30.
I'll look it
Let
up.
me see.
I could have sworn he was like 33, 32, 33, but he is 32,
Okay.
turning 33 in October.
Okay.
So I think like if you look at QBs like a sandwich, right? You got the top slice is the QBs you can win because of. Then you got all the meat in the middle. Pause. I think that's a lot of QBs that you can win with, but I actually think like the like in that third group we always say QBs that you can win in spite of, like they're not really bringing a lot to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like they're not, so yeah, but Philly sports, I mean, Dak is probably a QB you can win with.
To his point, he just turned 30 on July 29th. So he literally just turned 30.
Yeah.
All downhill.
It's like, bro, it's just I don't know. And I'll double dip. I'll go with my Eagles point. My biggest training camp storyline from Eagles right now is, listen, I love 11. Don't get me wrong. But that boy number 6 coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That boy
It's
number,
his year to shine, baby.
Called back.
that boy number,
Yeah.
he looked bigger almost. Like he looked like
1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns this year. I'm already calling it.
bro, that boy number 6 is coming. And the boy number 6 is coming. Linebacker competition has been quiet.
season.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that's just me. Number 6 is coming. That's my biggest Eagles training camp takeaway so far. 10 days into training camp.
Who was it? Randy Moss that said we have the best duo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would
Yeah,
be
it's a toss up between us and Cincinnati, in my opinion.
Cincinnati. There's one more that Miami.
Miami. Yeah.
Miami, yeah. So these three, I think it's us three.
I would have them as 3.
I think any of those three you could mention.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think they're all very talented. So I mean, it's a legit case for any of us. So because each 3 of those duos, the number 2 is a number 1. Like they're a number 1 wide receiver 1 caliber player. So, I'm excited for Devontae. I think he will be the wide receiver 1 sometime soon in the next couple years.
Mhm.
All right, my point. So I'll do my Eagles point first. I know I haven't been on Twitter for the past couple months. ever since the draft.
You mean this?
Twitter, because I've been busy with other stuff, and as we all know, the football in the summer is like I want to talk about anyways. But yesterday, I got into a lot of debate and conversation regarding the quote from one DeAndre Swift regarding all of the passing reps he's been getting at training camp so far. That's been one of the biggest storylines. Is they're using Swift a lot as a receiver, they're doing a lot of routes with the running backs. And Swift, I think, was quoted saying that is because of talent. You don't have to. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, but he's saying like you don't have the talent, you're not going to do it, and saying that the Eagles didn't use the running backs in the receiving game a lot last year because they didn't have the talent.
Yep.
I think that people will take that as a shot squarely on Miles. I think it's a shot at, and not like an intentional shot. I'm not criticizing Swift. I'm just saying I disagree with his stance. Because I take that as a criticism against the whole running back room and saying there's no one in the room from last year that is a good receiver. And I will beg to differ. Not only is Miles, I think, not as bad as Eagles fans make him out to be, but Gainwell, I keep saying, and even since Gainwell's rookie year, the coaches and players have all said Gainwell is a really good receiver. Right? And like they all said it. I mean, that's not, and you go back and watch him in Memphis, his 1 year, he showed really good talent as a receiver. So, and we all know Scott also is a good receiver. Like he's not, is he as good as Swift or Gainwell? Probably not, but he's not a bad receiver at all. So I don't agree with that take that even though Swift is the most talented receiver out of that running back room, I don't think the lack of production in the receiving game from the running backs had to do with talent last year. It had to do with scheme. And I said it, and some people adamantly disagreed with me. And it was funny because later on in the day, everyone's favorite Eagles account, Honest NFL, pretty much agreed with my stance, and he put out tweets showing he has a video on YouTube too, breaking down exactly why last year was as a result of the scheme. And so that's my thing right now is like, I honestly, I hope, and I really do. I pray that all these running back routes that Swift and Gainwell are running and how involved they are as receivers in the passing game, I swear, I hope that carries over. Because you guys know I've been clamoring for it for years. I want us to use running backs more in the passing game. And so I want it to happen, but I'm still not going to say that it didn't happen last year because of talent. It's mainly because of scheme. Did talent have something to do with it? Well, yeah, sure, because your lead guy, Miles Sanders, is not a great receiver. So I understand when he's on the field most of the time, and he's limited in that area to a point. Yeah, like you're not going to make it a focal point, but at the same time, you do have Gainwell, who used in a bevy of different situations. And
the vocabulary tonight for you is amazing.
It's immaculate. It's pretty good.
So you
clamoring, bevy. What the?
Somebody read their thesaurus before the show.
Gainwell was used a lot on third downs. He used a lot in the red zone. So I don't believe that it was because they didn't have the talent. I think that's a shot on Gainwell. And I think I also want to make that a point because some people on here, the Pete's, try to say that I'm a Gainwell hater. Well, no, I'm saying like Gainwell is was the most talented receiving running back on our team last year, and he still is very talented as a receiver. I wanted them to use him as that hybrid running back wide receiver kind of guy. I wanted them to use him in like the Alvin Kamara role, the Austin Eckler role, like that type of running back, but they haven't.
Right.
But I hope they start doing it now. I really, really hope they do.
I mean, the bar is so low this year, just in terms of us using our running backs as pass catchers, just because we were the worst in the league doing it last year. So it's like it's not going to take much to improve, in my opinion.
Yeah,
we went from, I think if I looked at in 2021, I think we had 106 targets, which is like 19th or 18th in the league, and then we went to like 61 this year, which was dead last. So it's like, would I love 100 targets to the running backs? I would be happy, but like, give me like 80. Like that's a field up, go up by 20. You know, I feel like that's a nice solid number.
I think it's also. Sorry, Jake, to cut you off, but I think it's also like it's not just you doing it more. It's also doing it at the right times, right? Like
right.
We've seen it. Like how many times during the games will do we think that we would the best call would have been a running back screen, right? Like like throw a screen to the running back, like just throw one, just throw one a game, one screen to a running back a game, and I think it could have made a huge difference. Like, and even just having Swift or Gainwell out, like we don't have a bona fide wide receiver 3, right? Yep. We don't know if it's Quez. We don't know if it's Zacchaeus. Like, if you don't know who your bona fide wide receiver 3 is, then put freaking Swift or Gainwell out in the slot. Like, just motion them out. Do pony package. Have both. Have 2 running backs in the backfield. Motion one of them out into the slot. There's your third wide receiver. Have them run a route. Like, I think it's just the not just the frequency, but the timing, like in the efficiency of using it in key situations.
Well, I to your point, I think there's a certain skill in just calling screens too. Because one thing I'll give credit to Andy for when he was here, whenever he got, Andy's when it comes to screenplays, that it always worked for Andy. It always
working out pretty well in Kansas City right now.
Yeah, exactly. But to that point also, just talking about getting the ball to the running backs. If you look at Brian Johnson's offense when he was in Florida, that was a big part of his offense too when he was in Florida, passing it down to the running backs, screens, and so on and so forth. So I think obviously just from what we're hearing in camp, I think it's going to be a big part of the offense this year as far as DeAndre Swift goes. Maybe Kenneth Gainwell also would be nice to see. But I think getting the running backs more involved in the passing game is going to be a huge part of this offense this year. Just another dynamic, really.
Just dump it off. Like even if like I don't need a running back screen like every 3 or 4 plays, but like have 2 running back sets, like just so because if you have Gainwell and Swift back there, you know obviously they can run it, but like there's still that threat to pass, or there's a threat that Jalen's going to run it himself.
What's up, Brad?
What's up, Brad? You need that play in your back pocket.
Exactly. You do. And I think with
tight end screens too.
I was hesitant with like I knew about Brian Johnson and his history with using running backs more in the passing game. The thing is, like, it's still like he's the OC, but his main priority is going to be calling the plays, right? His main priority is not going to be designing them. Like, he'll have input, but it's ultimately it's Sirianni's offense, right? And he's going to do what benefits Jalen Hurts the most. So what does Jalen Hurts excel at? He excels at the zone reads and the RPOs. And naturally, when you do those, you really can't use the running back in the passing game. It's just not again, watch Honest NFL's YouTube video breakdown of it. Like, he explains why. It's systematically not ideal. You can't do it when the running back's part of the read, you know? So I think that, like, I'm hesitant to make it a guarantee that Brian Johnson's presence will mean that there's more usage out of the running back. But you would hope so, because you want your offense to continue evolving, right? If you listen to the Playmakers podcast, Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay talked about this. Mike McDaniel too. All 3 of them. Their offenses, their base philosophy of the offense is what it is. But year in and year out of the past several years, they've had to evolve it and change the way they do it. And if you look at Kyle Shanahan, like, everyone thinks, oh, outside zone run game. It's not as much of that anymore. Like, he incorporates more gap scheme kind of runs. And Sean McVay, after he got owned in the Super Bowl by Bill Belichick and the Patriots, he had to adjust. He had to change it. So like, those are examples of, hey, like, your offense, we dominated last year. I do not want the same type of stuff to be implemented this year. I want them to stay ahead of the curve. I don't want defenses to get a chance to say, hey, we've studied you guys all offseason. We are going to stop you. And then we are struggling in the middle of the season to answer them back with a counter. You know what I mean? Remember the Chiefs in 2000? What year was that? Were they 2021? The Chiefs, when Mahomes struggled for the beginning of the year, it's because defenses used cover two too high, and it took them half a year to really find an answer to it. I don't want that to be the case with us. I want us to continue evolving. I want us to continue being ahead of that and throwing more wrinkles into our offense to keep defenses at bay. And also less zone read, less QB designed runs for Ertz means less of a chance of him getting hurt. You know, he's not running all the time. So.
Yep. I'll echo that by saying I wish the conversation was more geared towards the evolving of our offense, adding new wrinkles instead of they were the last in the league last year with passes, running backs. Listen, stupid bitches, excuse my language. It's because what we were doing worked. And it worked very, 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 very well. As you know, Chuck referenced to honest NFL. What we were doing, you couldn't stop. We didn't need to throw it down to a back. We didn't need to run a screen game because we were getting what we wanted with our first read, our second read, or even our third read. Now, could there have been designs for that, especially in the Super Bowl? Yes. But hence why now Sirianni's offense has to evolve. I mean, like Sirianni's third year in, and he already has a coaching tree. Like it's crazy. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, not taking anything away from Shanahan, not taking anything from McVay, but I don't remember within the first 3 years they're losing coaches.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, Shanahan kind of has a coaching tree because
it takes a while. It usually takes a while. Look how long it took him to
exactly. But I also think it was timing as well. The timing of the positions opened up for Steichen, for Gannon. But with that being said, the core, and I'm more curious. You talked about the design of the plays, right? So we had guys where Johnson was probably more involved in designing the game plan going into where now he's going to have to call plays. So now he stepped up because that was Steichen's role last year. So now who is the run game coordinator? Who's the pass game coordinator? Those guys, if they stepped up as well, keep it the same, like not keep it the same, but evolve from there. So everybody has to get better one day at a time and be better the next day. You know what I mean? So, Jake, I know you were going to say something. I kind of in front of you. I know Chuck's did.
There you go.
Didn't mean to big bro you, but the floor is all yours, sir.
Yeah, I think the big thing, getting to my Eagles point as far as training camp goes, I know Philly Sports Bake was talking about all the Georgia guys impressing, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, so on and so on. But when you talk about, and I'm specifically focusing on Nolan Smith, I get he's not going to have as much of a role as like a pass rusher just because of our depth. But I did see today they used him more as like an off-the-ball linebacker, which I think could actually be a good fit just because of how deep our defensive line room is and just how deep our edge rushers is. Pause. But just with his ability in and of itself, I think his ability is just huge. As far as, because what did he run? He ran a 4.
I don't know. Ask PY. He was drooling over it after he ran.
Oh, Nolan Smith?
4.34.
Yeah, he ran a 4.34. So he has the ability to cover. He did it. He did it at Georgia.
Lies. You're just bullying. Bullying.
He did it at Georgia. He played linebacker at Georgia. So I think that actually might be a good way to kind of get him more involved per se, just because there's obviously the question mark at linebacker as it is, because we don't know what Jacoby Dean's going to be. I get like people say he's undersized and that whole thing. He might turn out well, he might not. Right. But for a guy as talented as Nolan Smith is, can't hurt. You know what I mean? Can't hurt, especially for as high as you drafted him. And I believe first round picks should be on the field day one. So if you want to get him more involved, just due to a crowded defensive line room, especially on the edge, I put him out on linebacker. Why not? Let's see
He
what.
gets
Let's
like
see
get your
what
5 or
talent on the
6
field.
sacks. I want a
Yeah.
personal apology from a certain someone.
who? Oh, never mind.
Oh, someone
Yeah,
who's not
never
here.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Never mind.
And written.
So real quick, we'll hit a couple questions. Thank you, Jake. So who do you guys have to think? Who Philly sports debate? Who do you guys think has a chance to exceed expectations, the Falcons or the Panthers? Well, I think the context that has to go to this, the answer to this question is what are your expectations? Where do you expect them to be at?
Right.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that division
Your
is
team gets more than
wide
6
open.
wins. I think he had a good season.
Division is. I probably have higher expectations for. How to say this? Roster wise, my expectations are higher for the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
However, the coaching staff, in my opinion, with the Panthers is strong.
It's much better. Yeah. Yep.
No
Right.
disrespect to Art Smith. Arthur Smith,
No.
I think. Is good.
And I just
No
have
disrespect.
I have way more faith in Frank Wright.
Yep.
But Arthur Smith didn't have no B. John Robinson. And
No.
I mean, I was going to be excited about the Colts, and then they decided to go full moron.
Wait, don't steal my. That's my other take. So let's get into that a little bit.
I will say I will stick with it. For me, I think the Falcons have a higher chance of exceeding my expectations this year in the NFC South.
Yeah, I'll go there as well, just based off like the talent standpoint. Obviously, they drafted Bijan Robinson. They brought in Jesse Bates, which was huge. Yeah, and it's another year of Desmond Ridder. So I mean, he has the talent, he has the potential to be the guy. But again, when you talk about potential and results, are two different things. So it's just a matter of how much he dived into the offseason. It's another year under the playbook with Arthur Smith, so that helps. Yeah, they have all the tools to do it, right? But as far as like coaching staff and all that goes, to Pete's point, Panthers have way more experience and all that. So, and you have what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a question mark at quarterback. Not saying that Bryce Young isn't good. You just don't know what he is at the NFL level yet.
Right.
So it could be just a wild card. That's what I was looking for. He could be a wild card to where he just has a dominant rookie year. We've seen it before, and maybe that happens also. So, but right now, just as both rosters are currently constructed, I'd have to go with the Falcons just because of the talent. I
mean, I think the Panthers have more expected of them. I would say.
Yeah,
because they have Bryce. But
really,
why are you frozen? People,
No.
Jesus. That angle that you just were sitting at does no favors for your jawline, sir. I'm just
so mean.
I'm honest. I'm saying it in a polite way. I'm not him up there.
It's distinguished.
It's distinguished.
Chiseled.
Okay, Popeye, go ahead.
Good.
Who do you? So, you want to answer base question, or you don't want to answer base questions?
I don't think he was paying attention.
He wasn't.
I don't know. I mean, I like the Panthers more. I like Bryce Young, so I think he could be really good. I think he has a solid receiving core. Like it's not great or anything, but it's better than a lot of other rookies usually have to start with. So
okay.
Good point. Yeah. Good point.
So Chucks, let's have you address the question and give your second point overarching with
So-
the training camp storyline.
Well, I mean, to your point, I think like the way the question is framed. Let's start with the expectations. I think we all addressed it. The Falcons we expect more of because on paper they have the talent. That regime is in the second year, so they've been able to develop recruit the right players. They're in the second year of that rebuild, so they're further ahead of obviously where they're trying to go. Whereas the Panthers are in the first year. They just hired their coaches, so rightfully so. The Falcons are further along. Our expectations are higher for the Falcons than they are for the Panthers. The question is, who do you think has a better chance to exceed those expectations? I think it's the Panthers have a better chance to exceed the expectations because the Panthers, one, they don't have as high of an expectations to start, but two, because they're so young and they're big question marks about what we don't know about them. If their young talent is able to really flourish under that coaching staff, they're going to have a chance to win that division late in the year.
Right.
So that's why the way the question is framed, I'll say the Panthers have a better chance to exceed expectations because of that. Whereas the Falcons, we kind of already we kind of already like we're gonna have our season predictions show in a few weeks, like end of the month. But I would assume that all of us would have Falcons as favorites to win that division, or at least be like in contention. So we already think they're going to be good, or like like at least above average. So that's why I say in framing of the question, I say Panthers can exceed expectations. Plus, we said I think Miles, if they're going to use Miles the way they intend to, and he stays healthy, Miles could have another big year. Miles, they have a really good offensive line and everything. They're going to lean on the running game. Yeah, he can have another big year. So my last take for training camp, or question mark, you want to we'll frame it as in PY kind of alluded to it. Like, the hell is going on with the Colts? Like, yo, what?
Free Willie up in this bitch.
Like, what? Okay, so, all right, Anthony Richardson. I think we liked Anthony Richardson,
Right?
and we agree that hey, he's better than some people are assuming he is as a prospect. He's not a big project as a QB. He's not as huge of a project that some people think he is, and he can surprise. And under Shane Steichen, if he's running that type of offense, a lot of QB runs, he's going to do damage. So we agree with that. Now, along with that, if you have a rookie quarterback, you have to have a supporting cast to help him, right?
Right.
You've got the receivers, you've got the tight end, right? So I like their receiving group. I like a lot their Jelani Woods. I think he's a super sleeper. No one's talking about him, but he is a freak athletically at the tight end position, and he could really come out this year. So the receivers are, you already know, Pittman. Alec Pierce, I think, is going to flourish with Anthony Richardson. And then Josh Downs as a slot along with Isaiah McKenzie. That's a really good,
Is that the former quarterback, Josh Downs? Was Josh? Oh, no, I'm thinking of Josh Dobbs. I'm sorry.
Josh Dobbs, yeah.
You're thinking of Mr. Rocket Science.
So PY, brought up the fact that rookies usually don't have that good of a supporting cast in terms of receiving talent. Richardson is another one who actually does have a pretty good surrounding cast around him. That included one Mr. Jonathan Taylor, right? And so you would think that your star running back, who was quoted as on Hard Knocks as arguably being the best offensive weapon in the league by that coaching staff at the time, right?
Right.
You're really going to piss him off to the point where you're not going to he's going to ask for a trade? Like, what is Irsay doing? Like, you want your star running back on the team. All right. And let's make this a point. I think Irsay is doing stuff that the GM and the coach don't approve of. But because it's Irsay, he can do what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Irsay needs to tone it down. Stop trying to be the next Jerry Jones. And just pay your running back. If there's we've talked ad nauseum weeks ago about the whole running back contract and market situation, right? If there was ever a time to pay a top running back, it's when your team is in a situation right now, like the Colts are in. The Colts have a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract. They need a star offensive player, right? And look what the Rams were able to do when they had Jared Goff on a rookie contract and they had a star running back. They made it to the Super Bowl. So you need Jonathan Taylor. Just freaking pay him. Just pay him. Just freaking pay him. You have the money. By the time his contract is up and over, like you give him a 4-year deal, right?
Right.
By the time it's over, then he'll be out of his prime. And then that's when you'll need to give the big money extension to Anthony Richardson if he pans out. So it matches up. It totally matches up. What's the problem? What's going on? Come on, Colts? Like Ursay.
Yeah.
Let's get with the program here. Like, come on. Your GM did a good job of drafting. Your coaching staff is in place. You have a potential franchise QB. Don't fuck it up by freaking not signing Jonathan Taylor. Like, come on. That's
what's up, Ryan? One of our daily weekly listeners and followers. I will say no. I don't think.
Yeah, I'll say no also.
Yeah.
No, he's not Jamarcus. He has actual work ethic. He can read playbooks. He's not 600 pounds.
Yeah, he's not 600 pounds.
And he doesn't leave all his game tape in the back of his car. So
yes.
I like how Jamarcus Russell ended up being like the dude from draft day.
Yeah,
he's
pretty
like,
much.
Oh,
well, who cares? It doesn't matter if he read it or not. It's like it's the dollar. If he read the playbook, he'd know.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's a piece of crap, but I watch it.
It's what do you call it? It's one of those like crappy movies that like you enjoy.
Right. So now it's coming like a little cult following.
Yeah, I like the movie.
It has.
I think it's good.
I usually tend to watch it in the last few years. I tend to watch it before the night of or the day of the draft. So
okay.
Then he follows up and he says, "Do the Colts have a good offensive line?" I don't know what happened to the Colts line. I mean,
I thought it was good for a while.
Yeah, it was, but I think they
had some injuries.
With injuries, and you got hit with injuries, and then people fell off. But like, it's building back up. So obviously we have Quentin Nelson, top 3 guard in the league, is in there. They have a tackle that's actually pretty good. I forget his name. I'll bring it up. But like the line is building. It's building again. So it's not a bad offensive line.
Right. He does also pose another question. I think this is more Eagles related. He says, biggest riser, highest riser, lowest faller. I'm shocked I'm not hearing Nakobe's name enough, but I haven't been following. Obviously, we heard Christian Ellis, things of that nature. I was pleasantly surprised. And we kind of talked, this has been the theme in our chat all day, kind of towards the second half of the day, to hear Sirianni go out of his way. Not go out of his way, really, but to talk so glowingly about Trey Sermon. And then it posed the questions, and Chuck started connecting the dots. Like, hey, like, we've been saying, like, what Miles Sanders got paid, Howie Rose been signed 4 running backs. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to keep one of those running backs he signed with those deals that we thought were just so financially, like the risk is so much higher. I mean, the reward is so much higher than the risk. But the risk is there for a reason. Like, it's not a deal that you can't walk away from, and especially if Sermon, who will probably be somewhat of a more bruiser back for you in that room. I mean, if you have a healthy DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, a Boston Scott,
maybe,
but if you give me a healthy Trey Sermon, like,
you're good.
I mean, I'm cool with that 3.
I don't dislike Sermon.
It would be the same room as last year, but you're upgrading from Miles to DeAndre.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be. That's what it will be.
Yeah, like I have nothing against Sermon. I think he's decent, but it's just like Swift. Penny just gives me like so much. There's just so much potential there if he can stay healthy. For me,
but how big?
And trust me, I get that.
That's the thing, though. That is the.
And he doesn't catch passes as well as DeAndre.
No.
And here's the thing, like with Penny, like I get it. I don't think anyone would argue the fact that he, in terms of just a pure running, he's the best pure runner on the team. But pure runner, I get that. But they just look at the circumstances, right? And I'll preface this by saying, like, I'm not saying it's most likely that they will cut Penny. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, hey, like, there is a possibility. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, because the circumstances last year, they didn't just sign Trey Sermon off the street. They put a waiver claim on him. Okay, that means they wanted to use their waiver claim on a player that multiple reports have already said they wanted to draft that year back in 2020. They were interested in drafting him. So the interest was there. He became available. They used a waiver claim on him. They never took him off the active 53 roster. not the active. They never took him off the 53 roster. He was inactive for most of the games, but he was on the 53 roster. They did not push him down to practice squad because they were afraid of him getting poached. So they kept him on the roster that long. If he was no one, if he was just a Jag, that he would have just been on the practice squad. But no, he kept his roster spot. There already twice this offseason, since the season ended, that Nick Sirianni has mentioned and said something glowingly about Trey Sermon. Okay, so you also have a young running back who's only in his third year that you wanted to draft a couple years ago who's on your roster, as opposed to a Rashad Penny who you signed to a 1-year prove-it contract early in the offseason, right? Early in free agency, before you were able to get DeAndre Swift during the draft. Also, a smaller point, if you cut Rashad Penny, his cap hit is only $600,000. So his dead cap hit is really small, whereas if you keep him on the roster, he is making his contract is right now is at 1.35 million. Okay, so it's nothing huge, but you save $750,000 on your cap by just cutting someone who has shown he is an injury risk every single year of his career. What confidence do the Eagles have that trend breaks? Like if you're playing the averages, if you're playing the trends say, like history says, like he's most likely going to get hurt. So it's a matter of how much of a reward do they think the risk is with, or how much of the reward do they think Penny is as opposed to the risk? And would they rather settle with the young guy they've wanted or go with the guy who could be the best runner on the team if he is able to stay healthy? That's why I think it's possible. I think it's definitely nothing set in stone. I think we have to see how preseason plays out and how things are going to go. I don't think it's impossible to see a scenario where they cut Penny. I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree. We got to pay some bills real quick, fam. We're going to run a little ad here. Philly Sports Trips, you already know best in the business with the fans. And if you need a road trip, Philly Sports Trips, watch this ad real quick. Man, PY with the standard time for MySpace avatar. What's up? Hopefully, I think that did correct us up there, Marcus. Marcus Pro Fan Talk on before us at 7. Thursdays, a pack with shows. I think we have 4 right now on Thursdays.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So, before we move on to the second half, I just want to leave us with this. So, for the overarching training camp in general, right? I just don't think I'm up for it as much, Jake, is because we cover it so well. Like, we have so much football coverage throughout the year. I feel like I'm never away from the game. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm never away from the game to where, say, even 10 years ago, I would feel like training camp PY, I don't know what's going on with your connection, sir. Maybe your shirt being open, like somebody is trying to blur your. There we go. So, But no, honestly, I just don't think the interest is there for me personally in training camp because I don't feel like I'm away from the game that much. Like I don't feel like I have time to take a break from the game because the coverage around the year is just so good. So you feel like you're in tune. I mean, not just from team OTAs and things of that nature, but from having players you follow on Instagram. Like you can follow Nolan Smith, you can follow Jalen Carter on social. You can see these dudes working out. So you feel like you have these athletes and these organizations at your fingertips at all times. I mean, the Eagles Twitter account has probably had a tweet. They haven't missed a day. So it's like, you never feel like you're away from it. So that's just a thought I had when we first started the show. And I said, I'm really not into it as much because to me, training camp itself overall just isn't what it used to be from a stamp. I think it still means a lot. But I also from the hoopla about it, how it used to be in Lehigh 15 years ago or longer, early 2000s, you used to go out there, make a trek, make a day out of it, make a vacation out of it. I just don't think it's there anymore. That's just my opinion. I don't know if any of you feel like that.
I think it's a very good point. And I think there's also like not only our coverage, but like coverage overall. Like you go on Twitter, how many different reporters now are on Twitter just giving you up to that like things. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying like whereas like before years ago, back in the day, we sound old, but back in the day, like there wasn't that. So in order to get anything, you had to go to training camp. Now you just go on your phone and say, okay, this happened. So like you're not missing anything, and therefore like that kills the hype.
Right.
That kills the hype. Not necessarily in a bad way. And just like it is what it is. Like you are more in tune with everything on a regular basis, minute by minute, hour to hour, going through your day than you are as years ago. Like you can only get your fix if you go there. So it's a good point.
Yeah, I think the excitement, like just in and of itself. Like I remember when they did the open practice at the link, it was cool. You could go for free or whatever, and it was like just a little hangout for like half an hour to an hour. Now you got to pay for it, but I mean, to be fair, it goes to a good cause, so I can't complain too much about it. But yeah, like with me also, like I don't know, it's different compared to like if you ever went to Lehigh, like back in the day. That was fun, but now it's just like once a year you get to see them in practice. Okay. Like once you go to one open practice, I feel like you've seen them all. Like it's nothing special. It's a cool little thing to go with like the family just to kill an hour or two. But other than that, I mean, it's nothing you really can't read on Twitter just for updates on updates. But if you want to see the players, that's your prerogative. And if you want to shell out $10, be my guest. But yeah, for me personally, I don't know. It's just the hype isn't there anymore, at least for me.
I agree. PY, anything to add to the conversation, sir?
I mean, like once you started having to pay for it, I just the excitement for me kind of went down because it's just like you already got to pay for like $30 for parking anyway, and then there's food and everything else, and I'm just like,
yeah, I agree.
Fair enough.
I agree. Yeah. So. Once again, you can see it right here on the bottom. Philly Sports Trips, Philly 5 for 5 Sports Travel Company, premium travel tailgating experience for the passionate fans of Philadelphia. Go to phillysportstrips.com. And even though they don't have it in here, if you go and you talk to somebody, mention A2D. I don't even know if that's supposed to be part of it, but tell them who sent you. Put it like that. Yep. Tell them who sent you. So second half of the show, I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be good. Very interesting topic. On the heels or on the precipice, if you will, my little Dusty Rhodes, if you will, Kelly Green is back, and people were going crazy. Think it dropped Tuesday at 9:00 in the morning. See it all over the place. Some like it more than others. I think it has its place. It is what it is, but Chuck's brought up this is his baby, this is his idea. So he said, listen, let's rank the 5 jerseys that he's going to put on the screen, and we're going to rank them from least liked to most liked.
Sorry. Wrong one.
I already know. I already know which one is the worst.
I think we
all
can all
did.
agree on that.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, I think we all agree. I had to get a 9th, so I was like, "F it, I'll just freaking put it
Okay.
there." So,
There's some duplicates in here, folks.
It's too hard to find templates on Canva that are
Mhm.
just have 8 pictures. I'm like, this is the best one I could find. I need 9, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we don't have to
Okay,
rank 9. Like this is just who we can pick from. If you only want to rank 5, you can. But if you want to rank all 9, you absolutely can as well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, the worst one's obviously the
Creamsicle.
Yeah.
the yellow jacket.
Yes.
Really? You call it the yellow jacket? I call it the creamsicle.
What? How?
How is that
does-
cream? That's not creamsicle at all.
Are you? If you see cream and orange in that picture, sir, then
You are
let me
colorblind.
know.
I've heard people call it the creamsicle jersey. That's why.
Well,
that's
they
why
are
I
blind.
call
They
it.
are
I don't
blind
know
also.
what creamsicle they're getting that's blue, sir. I
They
don't
are-
know.
When people say creamsicle, they're talking about the Bucks jerseys, bro.
Yeah.
No, I've heard people use it when they talk about the Eagles' yellow one. I've heard people say it multiple times.
They need their head examined then.
Very.
I mean, it's an ugly jersey, so I don't care either.
Oh
way.
yeah. Regardless, it's an ugly jersey.
A very ugly jersey.
It's like the blue Sixer jersey. Okay.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, Frankfurt. The Frankfurt, whatever that
That's
shit
the
is,
worst. Yeah.
is the worst. I think we're all in unison there.
Mhm.
So, what would you guys say would be your? So we're gonna go from worst to best.
Worst. to
I
best.
numbered mine, so yeah.
Okay.
So, what would be your number 8?
My number 8 would be the upper left, the Ron Jaworski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
like.
I don't know what I think a big thing that bothers me are the sleeves. Like there's too much going on with like
the
why do you
baggy
have two
sleeves,
different stripes? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And just that, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's like a hybrid between Kelly green and midnight green. It's confused.
Yeah.
So I don't know what shade of green is that. So yeah, I think that's the worst one. That uniform is the worst one. And then the gray pants are fine. It doesn't. I don't
Do
know.
anything for
It
you?
doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. I'm trying to think because I do like a lot of these.
And I'm taking the era of the jersey into consideration heavily. That's why
Dynasty agrees. He said second to last would be the Jaws era.
Yeah, like the number 8 would be that. It's because it's so in that era was baggy, but more so the material of the jersey as well. Even kind of with the Vic jersey, I just think what the technology, what fabric was made out of, and apparel. It is that midnight green and that texture is not the most appealing.
Mhm.
Dynasty asks, is the Deuce one the double green? It's a Philly game, or is it the black on green? That one's the black on green. Sorry if it's a little hard to see, but he's wearing black on green. So take that into consideration. So do we all agree that's the 8th one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like who next worst? Number 7.
It's tough because I do like a lot of these.
I already have mine.
Yeah, I have mine.
I have mine. PY, you want to say yours? And I'll say mine since we were.
I'm not a big fan just because it sends my ADHD brain all over the place. I don't like the black on white. In the middle.
What?
I
Yes.
love the black on white.
Oh,
It doesn't do
wow.
it. It doesn't do it for me.
What? You don't like the black on white is my number 2.
Yeah, that's definitely up there.
I just like one color altogether. Like
Yeah, but the black aesthetically that looks so nice.
Yeah.
Because
Like
you have
I
the-
would
the
love the
white
Kelly
number.
Green jersey so much more if they had the colored pants that went with it. I'd be so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Like having one color is cool, but when you have I think the way the black jersey with the white pants, because you have black jersey, obviously black and white obviously are opposite colors, but then the white numbers to accent and go with the white
Yeah,
pants,
it
and
pops much more.
and then the white wings on the helmet,
Right.
they make it really look the contrast looks awesome. It looks awesome. So like, that's my number 2. That's I have.
So we're looking at the whole uniform, not just the jersey.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
the whole uniform, yeah. That's my number 2.
Yeah,
Number 7 for me is the white on white.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I can.
You're a bad person.
I can agree with that.
The white on
Oh,
white.
you should go to hell.
The all white.
Yeah, Dynasty.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Dynasty, we're on the same page so far.
Chris.
White on white. White on white. This is hard. It's a horrible look. It's a horrible look.
Yeah,
It's
not
an
great.
amazing look. It's like an all white suit. It's just perfect.
Nah.
All white suits are horrible.
Yeah. Ugh.
Depends on
pull it
who's
off, man.
wearing them, sir.
That's true too.
I think only a few people. There are 2% of the population that can pull it off.
Yeah, and those names are Neo and Akon.
I got to show you my groomsmen pictures. I made white boys look fly as hell that day.
I
bro.
believe it.
I believe it.
I believe you.
So all right. So PY is not in agreement with the white on white, but that is your number 7.
That's my number 7.
Yeah, that's my number 7 also.
Jake. Okay,
Jake
so-
is in the ship.
Yeah. See, now it gets tough.
So for me, I would say my number 7 is probably the black and green.
That's my 6.
The black on green.
Yeah,
I
black
love
on-
that one though.
I can't do the green pants with the black.
Yeah. Like initially, I liked it, but then like the more I look at it, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Right. The more you look at the rest of these,
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
my
like it.
6.
That's my 3. That's
Okay.
my 3. When I used to play Madden,
That's all you would
the uniforms I would use are either
black
all
or the green.
black or black on green or black on white. And then I would never wear white jerseys. I would never wear the white jersey in Madden. I would always make the other team wear white jerseys.
One of my favorite uniforms, I'm just going to say because it's not on here, the white jersey with the green pants. That's one of my favorites.
okay.
I don't know. I don't like it.
I like it.
Yeah. So that would be my number 7.
W7.
And then I think Jake, you already said it was your number 6.
Yeah, the black and green.
What will be
Yep.
your 7?
Same.
It's tough. I would have to say probably. I'm in between 2, but I am going to go with, and people aren't going to like me for it. I'm going to go with the Kelly Green.
Wait, the top right
I'm going with the Kelly Green. Yeah,
at 7.
I'm going with the Kelly Green.
You like it?
I like it, but it's just like compared to
Wait.
these other ones.
Wait, I am so like at a loss. You like it more than me, but according like,
Yeah,
you're
but
more hyped
compared to
about
everything
the-
else on here, like I'm closer with the current ones
Mhm.
because that's what I grew up with. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with Kelly Green, but I was little.
I like
was
the
little
Kelly
with Kelly
Greens.
Green.
I just hate all the Kelly Greens like fans that worship that loser era.
Kelly Green arm is my number 6. So that's why.
Okay. Yeah,
like
that's my 6 also.
I thought you said 7.
No, 7 was my what's it called? 7 was my because we did 9, right? Because
7 was the black on green.
right, yeah, and that
Okay.
would be the Kelly Green's my 6. The worst one was the yellow jacket, and then
Yeah.
the rest from there. So
Oh wait. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
All
Kelly
right,
Green's my
so
6.
you and Jake both agree on number 6 being
Mhm.
Kelly Green. PY, what say ye?
Oh, this is so
Where
hard.
would Kelly Green be on you for PY?
Well, middle left is my 6.
All right, so black
Yeah,
and
black
green.
and green. Okay.
Where's Kelly Green on your? If you were to rank it, where's Kelly Green then?
4.
That's fair.
Okay, I'll tell you like a little bit more. Pete, where would you rank Kelly Green?
I'll probably will rank it 3 for me.
Wow.
Okay.
That's high.
Okay.
Because once again, I'm big on not so much the color, but just the hues of the color and the textures of the color. To me, this Kelly green is more of a flat Kelly green. With the pants, I don't even know if the pants have piping on the side. I love the helmet, and he's like, you got to like. I come from that starter jacket and Kelly green with the Eagles with the silver Eagles wings on the front.
Yeah.
The starter jacket's
Yeah.
nice. The starter
Right.
jacket is nice.
It's dope.
It's undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
You know what I mean? So I say for me, number 3, my number 6 is probably going to shock the shit out of you. But I'm probably going to go the Vic one at number 6.
I don't think
Okay.
you're wrong.
That's my number 5.
Yeah, that would be my 5
green.
also.
So pretty much
That's my
our primary uniform is the color we went with more in the Super Bowl, midnight green with white pants.
Yeah.
Would be yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that the one Vic I chose to do with the Vic one because I like the Reebok midnight green more than the Nike midnight green. I
Okay.
think I like with midnight green, I like it more as a glossy that Reebok did than I do as a flat that Nike did. I don't like what they did with the midnight green. I think it looks boring. But when Reebok was doing it, it looked so nice.
Yeah.
It looks so nice. So I have that at 5.
Okay.
I have it at 5.
So that was 6 for me.
That's 6 for you. Okay.
6 for me. So I think PY has to give his 6.
All right,
Jake.
give my 6.
What was your 6, PY?
Black on green.
Black and green.
Black on green. Okay.
Where would you have? So then, PY, where would you have midnight green and the white pants?
So middle? Are you talking about middle or bottom?
Middle bottom.
All right. So the
Vic.
Vic one.
Yeah.
That might be 5.
Okay, so same range. Same range. Jake, how about you?
For number 5.
The Vic. Where would you rank?
Oh,
Where would
Vic,
you rank the midnight green with white
the
pants?
midnight green with the. So what am I on 4 now? I would say 3. I would say 3 for me.
So that's very high up. You have the highest.
Yeah, I would say 3.
Okay. So I did my 5.
Mm-hmm.
Who hasn't done their 5 yet?
I have not done 5 yet.
Yeah, we're getting in the top half now. So
Yeah. My 5 is the second best running back in Eagles history. The
black pants with the white, or black jersey with the white
Black
pants?
on black.
black on white
Black on white.
with
That's your
Westbrook.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
like. Yeah, I said I have that at 2. Where do you have the black on white, Jake?
Black on white. What am I at? I think I'd have that at what I say 4. Yeah, I have that at 4.
4. Okay. All right. So top half. Okay. Now we're on. So I said 4 for me would be white jersey with the black pants. Seriously.
Okay.
We wore that. How many times did we wear that? More that uniform? Once.
A lot. I thought we wore that one a lot.
Once.
Now
No, we wore
Was it
once,
once?
right?
was it once?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was once. And man, I liked it more than I thought I would. Like,
Yeah, it's nice.
when I thought about the concept of it, I'm like, it's gonna be boring again. Like
Yeah.
white jerseys don't do it for me. But then when they came out with it, I'm like, yo, that actually looks pretty dope.
Mhm.
That actually looks pretty dope. I wish they would wear it more. But that came out better than I thought. And so that's surprising at number 4. Where would you guys have it ranked?
I would say I have that one, the black and white one you're talking about, the white jersey with the black pants.
Mm.
I got that one number 2.
3.
Ooh, you have it high. You have it high too, PY.
Number 2.
I've noticed that PY likes white jerseys.
I just think it looks sleek. Like it looks cool. Like
So plain. White jerseys are so plain.
there's nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream, man.
Yes, there is.
Yes,
So
there
I
is.
enjoyed some vanilla ice cream a few hours ago. It was delicious.
That makes so much sense
That
now.
makes so much
Everything makes so much more
Well, I
sense.
mean, it's the
now.
only thing we had in the house.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God, that makes so much sense.
Well, okay. For context, is it vanilla or vanilla bean? Because there's a difference.
The difference.
It's French. It was French vanilla.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I had some chocolate syrup on there. I had some whipped cream.
You should, if you have ice cream, you shouldn't have to entice it with other things.
Oh, I don't need to entice it. I just enjoy those things.
Really?
So Jake hates Sundays, is what he's.
So you like women, right? Do you just want no tits and no ass? Like, come on now. Like, what's wrong with you?
What the heck kind of comparison?
I was wondering where you were going.
Like,
I don't know.
What kind of comparison is that? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Anyways,
Carry on.
White and black for me is my number one.
Wow.
Yeah.
really?
Dude. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna redeem the show. It's all good.
The white and black, because the jersey number is black with the midnight green piping.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's a very, very, very good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize what stood out about it. I'm like, yeah, actually, that makes a difference. That's a big reason why.
That's my number one. Yeah.
Yeah, that is See, that's the only time where I would be all for white jerseys. Is if
Like you can like that jersey, you can like wear out.
Yeah.
Like 2002, 2003, you can wear that jersey out. Black jeans, Concord Jordans, Panda Dunks. If you really don't like Jordans, but you can flip that whole outfit.
Yeah.
That jersey.
I don't look good in white though, so I can't pull it off.
I mean, bigger people, more shorter, rounder people, white accentuate the bodies well. You feel what I'm saying? So black hot kind of hides a little bit, so I get that. But
Martian Lynch.
Vanilla ice cream type of white on white, baby. Nah, I don't do that.
Delicious. That was so good.
I like the only time I love vanilla ice cream is if I'm putting it on like a hot pie, like a hot.
It has to be
Yeah.
the only time. That
It
is
has
the
to
only time
complement
it's
something.
elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I
it's
assume it was leftover in the house from like a holiday party or something, because I was shocked to randomly found it.
But it has to be vanilla bean. Like you put
Martian,
vanilla
that
bean
is so
ice cream
fucking
with
true.
like warm brownie, or like the blondie at Applebee's, or like the Ohana bread pudding in Disney World. Like that's when
it's a good
accent.
It's a good compliment.
I mean, I would have preferred chocolate, but it wasn't available.
I think y'all gonna hate me. I think chocolate ice cream is one of the worst fucking things ever.
You're sick.
Yeah,
Really?
You're a sick person.
Bro, I'm not a big fan of chocolate in general, but I just think
Whoa.
it's not a lot of effort.
Oh
Like
man.
I feel like the same way I feel like how y'all what you just said about vanilla ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate ice cream is almost not that far away from that.
Too perfect. Oh my god, it tastes too delicious.
Like chocolate ice cream. Like how many people do you actually know that eats chocolate ice cream by itself?
My dad.
Loads of people.
No, see, I eat chocolate. The chocolate ice cream that I do love is Turkey Hill chocolate marshmallow, and that's because the marshmallow in it goes so well with the chocolate ice cream.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like straight up.
I'm with you.
Yeah, because like chocolate ice cream is a base for a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Come over and watch like Real Housewives with my mom, Chucks.
Huh?
Just eats chocolate ice cream.
This is like the type of shit she eats.
No, I can't. But all right, so white and black is my number one. It was Jake's 2, I think.
Yeah.
So what jersey have no one's touched the black on black yet, because obviously I think that's going to be pretty high for a lot of us.
Did we all? Yeah. What have we? Let's eliminate. So we've all talked about the Jaws and McNabb one.
Yep.
Yeah.
We talked about the whole top row. Right.
We've talked about the black on white pants. We talked about the black on green.
We talked about green on white.
Green on white. Did you guys say where you'd have the all white?
No, I did.
Where did you have it?
2.
Okay.
Pete, where did you have it?
I would have the all white at 4.
4. Jake.
Yeah, I think I had them at 5, I believe.
5.
If I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah, I had that at 7. And then we talked about Vic, right? Everyone give their ranking on the Vic jersey.
Mhm.
And then we already talked about the white on black. PY, did you give your thing on the white on black? Your ranking?
Yeah, it was 3.
Okay. All right. So then the only one left is the black one.
black.
Okay. So going in ascending order from PY, then to Jake, then to Pete, to me, where do you have the blackout jersey?
It's 1. There's no other answer other than 1. It's iconic. Like when you're having a blackout game, you know that shit's gonna be popping. You know it's gonna be intense.
Blackout games are so overrated.
Shut up! You go.
They're so overrated.
I want him to do it right now.
Wait, let me just say where's everyone rank them? Jake, where's
I have blackout at 3.
All right, mute him right now.
I have it at 2, and the reason why I have it at 2 is because I've always said this, and Chuck knows this. It would be number 1 without a doubt if they fucking took away the white piping on the side. Give me the Baltimore Ravens all black pants with the little eagle logo.
So yeah,
the white piping kills it for me every time.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense as to why the white jersey with the black pants works for you at 1. Okay, that makes complete sense. I hear you on that. I agree with your point. I agree with the point, but I still have the all black at number 1.
Okay,
it's just,
there you go.
It's not only so PY's point about it is absolutely valid because we have such success playing, wearing those jerseys when we play. So like our record, I think we have like 2 losses with those jerseys.
Something like that.
Not only they're
Especially hurts, man.
But like ever since they started using the all black uniforms with the jerseys and the pants, it just looks so freaking good. And when you have it at night, when the lights are coming down, it just makes it look aesthetically so badass on the field.
Not to mention that, like, when you have a guy like Hurts who's like running all over the field and he's deep bombing dudes, like it just looks great. Nothing looks great than like a 60-yard bomb in an all black jersey. Like, come on now.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I have friends that debated with me on Facebook saying like the reason why they're not as high on it is because it's so overplayed. I understand that point. I understand because a lot of teams want to do the all black. Black is my favorite color. That's essentially what my wardrobe is black. So I understand that, but there are only a few teams that can pull it off in an elite way. The Eagles are one, the Ravens are one, the Raiders are one. So like all these 3 teams, I don't know if I'm missing anyone else, but like their uniforms, their all black uniforms are elite. Like I think all of them like look awesome. So outside of those 3 teams and maybe like I'd have to really think about it, but maybe like a few others or a couple others that might also be awesome at it, no one else would be allowed to wear all black. Like the Jets shouldn't be allowed to wear all black. Their all black jerseys suck. Forget who else wore
they
all
suck.
Black. So yeah, PY and I disagree on almost everything else, but all black at number 1, absolutely all day.
All black everything.
But that's still a midnight green helmet, right?
No, this was. Oh yeah, this one, the one that's in the picture is a midnight green helmet. Yeah,
I think they have done it with the black helmet, like this
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, just if you're gonna give me all black on black, just give me all black on black. Take away the green and the V-neck and the pads.
Absolutely.
Make that black. The only green should be. I don't know. I don't even.
I would also what I would do with the helmet is I would make it a flat black helmet.
Yes,
with the wings.
Oh, yeah.
That would make the helmet stand out even more.
I would buy that helmet and just wear it around.
Yeah, I would. I've seen because like the concept helmets, the mock helmets that people have for like collector's items that they sign. There are some helmets that have like that flat color. I know I've seen an Eagles one where it's a flat gray, and even though that's not what we're talking about here, but like the fact that it's a flat color on the helmet, it looks so nice. It looks so damn nice.
I would actually say this, like, and I know because it's a lot of bigger things involved and in play when it comes to like the money side of it. I would actually probably say this may be sacrilegious, but give me a reverse. Like, if you look at the Kelly Green, right? If you gave me a gray jersey with white letters with midnight with Kelly Green outlining and a gray helmet with the white flats with the Kelly Green outline, bro.
I had to see it visually.
Bro, that's why if I was a kid and I was getting recruited, like Oregon would be heavy on my list just because of how many different.
all the different outfits.
Agree. I would play there just for the jerseys alone. Just for the jerseys alone.
Ridiculous.
I wouldn't care if I'm in the Pac-12. I don't care how bad the team is. Give me the jersey.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
They never have the same jersey. They never do.
Nope.
Oh my god, it's so nice. I would love to. I would love it in the NFL if they wore a jersey in the first half, came out in the second half with a different jersey. Can you freaking imagine? Oh man, I would love that. I would absolutely love it. I don't know if I've told you. I think I've mentioned this to you guys, but like if it were up to me and I was designing the Eagles' primary jersey, I would do. I think black with Kelly green is an elite combo. Like that's why I have this shirt. The black.
Oh, you mean like the Kelly green? But that's a flat Kelly green.
Well, whatever the Kelly green that's used in the throwbacks now, like that Kelly green. If you put that with a black jersey, so say like you have a black jersey, right? That's the base, and then you put the numbers in Kelly green, and you put the design.
That's the black Boston Celtics. That's exactly what that would look like.
Yep.
But we would pull it off better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I will agree to that. Like I think Kelly green itself as a color, I think it gets more hate than what it deserves. But I definitely understand those who don't like it shouldn't be. It's hard to make it the main color, in my opinion. Now I love it in the way that they've done it with once again, you can soften brightness of colors by how you texture it and what shade and what hue you give it.
Yeah,
and what material you give it.
Yeah,
so that softens the Kelly green. So this is a little bit different because even that Kelly green isn't as bright as a Boston Celtics Kelly green. And I think a lot of times when people say they don't like it because it was like an ode to Boston, but I also agree with PY as well. It was the era of losers. But if Jeffrey Lurie and the Eagles were smart, if you want Chucks to buy a Kelly green jersey, slap Westbrook on that bitch.
Yeah.
If you want me to buy a Kelly green jersey, like. No questions asked, slap Dawkins on there. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have a chance, the opportunity to do that. But with that being said, that whole outfit that Darius Slay has on, oh my God, this is fucking this.
I'm gonna need my Sam Bradford Kelly Green immediately.
Why do you have to go? Why do you want to see things just burn?
Oh God.
Why do you want to be the destroyer of things?
So so I was going to originally when I did this, instead of the Frankfurt jersey, I did have the Kelly green throwbacks that Vic wore in 2010. Remember in week 1 against the Packers, they had a Kelly green jersey. It was Kelly green with gray numbers. I can bring it up. Hold on. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The reason why I took it off is because even though they are slightly different, they were too similar. And so like I was like, to me, I was like, there's no point in me putting both of them in there, if they're going to just be the same. Here it is. So I'm
laughing at Martian's comment.
So let me put this here. Present. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I have it up. I'm just putting it.
This Hall of Fame game is coming down to the last play of the game, by the way.
It really is.
Do you guys see it?
I see a spinny.
So.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? Like I don't know who remembers with 2010. Yeah. So like, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different, but because there's still the whole concept is too similar to the current throwbacks they have now. So I was like, I'm not going to include this. But
but the pants now are gray, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And the numbers are white, whereas these are just there's no outline on the numbers. It's just a gray number. Yeah, silver or gray, whatever. But that's the last time we wore anything on the field of Kelly green. So I thought of that too. But I will agree with Martian. Compared to like this is so much worse than the Kelly greens that they just came out with.
Yeah.
To me, they're much worse.
I agree. I still think it pains me to say, but I still think one of the cleanest jerseys is the blue Cowboys with the white shoulder pads.
The ones they wore for Thanksgiving?
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a great jersey. I don't know why they don't wear that more. That is a great jersey. That's a great like I used to work at sports memorabilia store. That's one of the Cowboys jerseys I would always push it to the front and put whenever we'd have the Cowboys rack, like with the Cowboys jerseys, I'd put that at the front of the rack because it's the best jersey they have. Like I would wear that often. That would be like the main alternative if I was the Cowboys. But they stick with their white jerseys for some damn reason.
Jim Schwartz actually looks younger. Like he took that time off. He looks good.
He looks good.
He looks like he de-stressed. He looked like he de-stressed.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just wait, Cleveland. Just wait till you see all that wide nine fun.
I mean, he got Myles Garrett to run it. So
yeah. No, I think Jim Schwartz. I've said this before. I've been critical of Jim Schwartz, but Jim Schwartz in reality is a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So if you need a defensive coordinator who's going to get your defense on track, like if they were horrible before, and you just need a good DC, Jim Schwartz is a good DC. I think. Yeah.
See now I'm on eBay looking at vintage starter jackets. I need to put my phone down.
Too much. I already looked it up like a few days ago. This shit's like $600. I'm just like, nah.
Now if you go on eBay, I'm talking like vintage, which is like so. I had a big barbecue, and I had I've been holding it for a while. Like a couple years ago, I brought original Orlando Magic, like Penny Hardaway Shaq days, Nike, like game official warm up jacket. So it has a Nike logo, has the Magic on the back, full stitching. Bro, they just don't make that shit anymore. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah,
like
I figured.
It's heavy. I forget who it was. One of the guys from Locked On Eagles. Somebody went to a gift, I guess a thrift shop, and they found him like a vintage, like starter jacket type, like Eagles bag, and I'm like, it looks so fresh. I'm like, you lucky bastard.
Like I'm almost like this conversation is like
Louis DiBiase.
Just want me to be like to get it cold, like to be wintertime already, so I can fucking wear a jacket.
Right.
So I don't even just want the jacket. I want the jacket. I want the pants. I want the hat.
What you want? The Zuba pants, bitch?
Yes, I want that. I want the bag. I want the '90s glasses, looking like I'm Mark McGuire on the Oakland Athletics.
God,
this guy. Then he gonna want.
I'll get a pair of Reeboks. Like I want the whole thing, man.
This guy's amazing. All right, so great show, great topics. Next week we're gonna hit you with something else. But as you already know, before we get up out of here, no huddle.
Guys, I'm trying to watch.
What do we want to talk about?
Has anyone else started watching My Adventures with Superman? It's so good right now.
Oh, you know I watched it. So,
what did you think of last week's episode?
I have not watched last week's episode.
I already told you I didn't start.
It's week to week.
Yes, it's week to week.
Yeah, I told you why I didn't start.
I'll wait.
Me and Jake are binging it.
Yeah. Screw that. I can't do that. It's still good.
Well, COVID spoiled me. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They released everything at once when we were all at home.
We had this exact conversation last week.
Yeah, I can't watch regular TV anymore. I can't do it.
I started watching.
I guess you're not watching Justified.
Nope.
I started watching Twisted Metal. I got 3 episodes left.
How is that? So I know absolutely nothing about the Twisted Metal games. Like what? There was like a story with those games.
No,
yeah, there was a story. There was a story. Yeah,
there was a story.
Yeah, there was, but it wasn't anything like in depth. It was.
I don't remember there being a story. It was
real simple.
I just assumed it was like pew explosions.
No, but it's surprisingly well.
Yeah,
the show is surprisingly good.
You know that's Samoa Joe, right?
Yeah, Samoa Joe is Sweet Tooth, yeah, and he's probably the biggest take. Well, yeah,
he's half Sweet Tooth.
No, but he's not the voice of it. Will Arnett is the voice.
I love Will Arnett so much.
Yeah, but
Sweet Tooth is awesome in it.
Yeah,
I love Sweet Tooth in this show. Like he's
I'm afraid to get into Peacock because they always cancel my shit.
But this one's good. This one's really good. Anthony Mackie, and then who's what's the name of the
Stephanie Beatrice.
Yeah. There you go. Stephanie Beatrice, yeah.
From
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Good combo. Yep. Good combo. And the voice
you got Nev Campbell from Scream, who is quote unquote. I won't say she's bad or good. She's just
Nev Campbell.
Just Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell. No, Nasatol. I will give you that. Nasatol. But they had a house blow up in Buena, New Jersey. What the shit? I'm looking at the news. I'm sorry. Like a house literally exploded.
I say it down too. What the heck?
That's like literally right up the street from my job.
Pete, I have a wrestling thing for you. Guess who came into my dealership last week?
New Jersey.
The Blue Meanie?
No. 911 from ECW.
Really?
Yes, it was my day off and everything. They're like, oh, yeah, there was a wrestler. I'm like, oh, who was it? He's like, he was like big. I think he wrestled in ECW. It's like 9/11 or something. I'm like, 911. I'm like, that's awesome.
Wow.
I'm like, I bet you he was big. And they're like, yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Wow. I mean, a lot of those guys stay out here, especially ECW guys.
Yeah, I mean, they sold the car. That's why I love my dealership. They have like these high-profile people. Like they sold the car to Hassan Reddick last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He probably took it right from there and took it over to Car Effects in Woodbury and got it all pimped out. I remember Car Effects when I was messing with them. They started off as like this one little shop. Now they like it's somewhere in Pittman. They have like at Woodbury. They have a whole campus. You literally can buy a car, drop it off, pick it up in a week. It'd be wrapped, lifted. Oh, it's just crazy.
Be on the lookout. We're filming the commercial on Monday. I'm supposed to be in, so that should be a lot of fun.
For the Eagles?
No, for my dealership.
No, it's when they're going to start advertising it. I thought they didn't really need to advertise like that.
No.
New things, and then they're advertising with new stuff, and they're putting you in a commercial.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, right?
I mean, I guess
probably like in the background or whatever, but like that's still cool. You know what I mean? Like my old places didn't do shit like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, it's a pretty big deal outfit that you're working with. So, I was going to go see the Meg too, just because I like sharks, but I cannot not watch the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm going tomorrow.
I heard it's really good.
After everything I'm hearing, bro.
I heard it's really, really good.
Well, here's the thing. They're so confident in this, and just because it's Seth Rogen and his history with TV right now is pretty big.
Right.
So they already greenlit a sequel, and they've already greenlit a TV show about the movie.
Wow. Is it like the same studio that did the Spider-Man movie too? Because the art style looks similar.
I think so. It's similar.
Okay.
The animation style similar.
I just think it's funny. They're like, oh, it's woke. Oh my god, look at April. She's not white. And I'm like, that was the original design from the comic. It was based on like the artist's like Latino girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about, you morons?
Isn't it so funny when people make comments about changes in movies? But the source material is actually accurate. Like,
it makes me laugh. It's like people who complain about the new Space Jam movie. Like, look, it sucked, but like the people were upset because there wasn't bunny boobies. What do you mean you're taking away my bunny boobies? What are you doing?
I have yet to watch the second one.
I have no interest.
Like that was like the big complaint, and I'm like,
I know. I remember
all the things that you can shit on. Lola Bunny not having boobs is like your issue. Like, I don't know what to do with you, man.
It drove me crazy when Man of Steel came out, and people were in a tizzy because he killed Zod.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
He killed Zod in Superman 2.
I was fine with it.
Like no one.
Yeah, but like he kind of does it in like a comedic fashion.
But like,
he takes his powers away and he just shoves them down a hole.
Well, like in Man of Steel, like. You kind of, I know, he shoves down a hole. But like, you can understand why he killed Zod in the context of the freaking movie.
Yeah,
I like Man of Steel. It's just everything else that went after it that kind of just like.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I loved Man of Steel.
So today they're like, oh, Ben Affleck.
So let me ask you a question, right? Martian says Tom Cruise was the last samurai. Which one was worse? Tom Cruise is the last samurai, or Antonio Banderas as the 13th warrior?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is the last samurai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, last samurai. It's not even a question.
Okay.
The white hero.
Raise your hand if you thought Tom Cruise was going to get his ass kicked by Barbenheimer. That makes me laugh so hard because they're like, oh man, it's not even gonna do nothing. They're like, Cruz is safe. He's gonna be the hero of the summer, and he was just like, he's third best.
He still made his
I would say this, but Oppenheimer is not. It's a great movie. It's 3 hours long. I haven't seen it, but it's almost gonna be like what Schindler's List was. You know what I mean?
No. Anything Christopher Nolan, I'll watch.
Yeah, but how is it doing at the box office though?
It's doing solid, but like a lot of that has to do with Barbie.
It's number 2, I think. Or am I wrong?
No, you're right. It's number 2.
Okay.
So I ended up seeing it because I'm like, I already saw Barbie. I plan on seeing it a second time, but like I wanted to go see Oppenheimer just to say I saw it and I participated in Barbenheimer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good movie. The acting is good. It's a solid story, but it's boring. It's long. It drags. Like after the 2-hour mark, you're just like, is this movie over yet?
For Oppenheimer, you're talking about?
Yes, Oppenheimer. Like I saw some Grace Randolph. She's this idiotic film reviewer, and she's like, "Well, I think they're missing something by not showing the explosion in Japan." And I'm like, "No, I don't think so. I don't think we need
get the gist."
Yeah, we know what
we know what happened. It's not like, oh man, I wonder what happens next.
Yeah. If you want to see the explosion in Japan, never mind. I won't say it.
YouTube.
But yeah, you guys are all lucky. I can't go see any movies. But Guardians 3 came out on streaming on Disney Plus, so we're gonna watch that tomorrow night. Yeah,
I have to watch that this weekend. I have to watch that this weekend.
Are you waiting till Grayson goes to sleep to watch it?
Yeah, why?
Just have your tissues ready, sir.
I know.
That's what I've heard.
I know already because of all the spoilers that are online. So I unfortunately know. But that's the price I pay for not seeing it in theaters.
Well, it's just family first. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we heard him in your little voice message when Mary can't even go do yoga.
Yeah.
He's trying to hit you with sweet chin music as you're talking.
Yeah. When I'm sitting on the couch, right? So like the couch, I'm leaning back a little bit. He'll climb on me, and then like I'll hold his hands, and he'll stand on my chest, and then start hopping on my chest. So like, and he'll do that either on my chest or on my stomach. But like, at least I can flex my stomach, so I won't feel anything.
Right.
But when he stomps on my chest, it's like
you can't do anything.
All right, kid. Like this kind of hurts a little bit after a while. And he's just laughing his little butt off.
Right.
He's crazy. Well, we did find out he's going to which school he'll be going to for preschool in September. He'll be going to Glen Landing right by the house.
Nice.
So yeah, we are excited and nervous about it.
Dude, man, like it goes by fast, bro.
Yes, it does. It
goes by fast. I cannot. Pretty sure Jake's parents feel the same way. Like they remember him being young. Now he's engaged, bought a house.
Getting a house.
Jake's about to be doing his shows in 6 months from like an empty basement because he can't afford
much.
Yeah.
Is your bag gonna be on the floor with like no frame?
Yeah. I'll just be eating tuna fish out of a can for a while,
Sweet.
Just you gotta get 9 cinder blocks, three plywood, and a mattress. There you go.
You can fancy ramen. There's so many different ways you can.
Bro, I do that. Like I take base ramen noodles from like a top ramen packet, and I make my own ramen all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to go out with some friends a few weeks ago. They were thinking of going to get a ramen place. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? I'm like, I don't know, some place in like Cherry Hill. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
that's separate. It's trendy, bro. I mean, do you like ramen?
No, I don't. That's why I was like, really? Do we want to do this?
So good.
Oh, so you don't like ramen soup? Okay, that's fine. That's pretty much
I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just like.
Have you had like authentic ramen? Though?
Yeah, like
not like the ramen.
The quick ramen is one thing that gets you by when you're a kid, but there is a huge difference between.
I mean, is it gonna fill you up? Because like
yes.
Yeah, it'll fill you up. Yeah,
because you eat the noodles of protein, skip the fish cakes, keep that fucking shit,
I don't like
like
fish cakes
those.
either. I don't like fish cakes.
I don't mind them.
Just because it don't look. It's like it looks like it's a pastry, and then you
It
taste
does.
it, and it don't dress it
Yeah.
up like I don't like things not being what they look like.
Some people like it. Some people like it. Some people don't.
Right, you eat the ramen, the protein, and then you get the broth at the end. It's like a soup.
Oh my god, dude! Like
Yeah,
broth
by the end
is
of
the
it,
best.
part.
by the end of it, you are if you feel so heavy, like it's
Yeah,
you are
it's
just
great.
like sitting there like it's but in a good way. In a good way.
It's Martian, Jesus Christmas, like why?
I'm gonna get into a. You're gonna keep me here for another like 15 minutes talking about this.
Ramen.
Pho,
and pho.
okay, pho is elite broth. What
Right.
makes pho is the broth, and the reason why is because legit pho takes 24 hours at least to prepare.
Okay.
Legit. And
So like it's like brisket.
what?
Well,
No.
brisket usually takes like a couple days to make. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about a couple. It takes a day, and then you let it rest. It's like a 16.
Well, no, I know
Let it-
people because whenever I watch people do brisket, I'm like on TV or like in real life, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm letting it simmer for like 3 or 4 days," and I'm like, "Okay."
I was thinking you were
Yeah.
going more like a gravy, like with like a sauce or something, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was just like, it takes a while because
If you're
every
making
time I
beef-
hear
if you're
someone talk
making
about
beef
brisket,
tallow,
it's
if
always
you're
like
making
it
beef
takes a
tallow,
few
then
days.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like that. But
so pho the broth is elite. That's what makes pho. Ramen, it's not so much. I think it's the
Now I want
everything
some
that
fucking
extends
ramen.
it is going to.
so
is
do
what
I now.
makes it
Damn
better.
it.
So it depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I want a good broth, I'm going with pho. But if I want like the actual noodles with something with good meat and stuff like that, I'm going with ramen.
yeah, because I mean, with pho, you can have shit. You have vermicelli, rice noodle, egg noodle.
Yeah,
I mean,
But
with
yeah, you can
ramen,
have
it's,
different-
you getting this ramen noodle, bitch. That's all.
Mhm.
That's it. It's one type of noodle, but you get
different. Yeah,
K-pop.
Ah,
Nah,
yeah.
K-pop. I'm hungry now.
yeah.
Mm.
You know, this isn't gonna help, but you know that in is it Japan, they have 24/7 serve yourself ramen places.
I'm not
So it's
surprised.
like
That's amazing.
yeah, it's like
3 a.m. Come on, man, let's go get some ramen.
3 a.m. and it's not the stores are open. There are no workers. You just go in and help yourself. It has a bunch of different ramen, like instant ramen things that you can heat up and make yourself if you're hungry. How genius is that? Why in the world do we not have that?
That is
Yeah,
great.
because we're in America where
Right.
most of the people just don't know what good flavor.
They can't cook for themselves. I mean, even in Japan, you got the self-heating, like you get a bento box.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
you rip out like a zip tie, and that bitch starts to heat up on its own. Like
Yeah.
no other heat
Japan
source.
it's just wild. Like it's just a wild place.
It's crazy.
Asia in general. Oh my god! Like
Yeah.
with the,
But bro, anything else in No Huddle?
No.
I think
No.
that's it.
All right, fam. Well, listen, everybody was rocking with us. Nate, Martian, No Don Inconspicuously, Dynasty, Eileen. Once again, take a step away. Best of luck. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Everybody, really, thoughts and prayers are with you to be safe, to be right here in this same spot next week. Remember, once again, within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be transitioning to Tuesdays. You can always catch all the programming on A2D Radio, ATD platform. I think tomorrow, I will say you will see my face again. I think me and Butters are doing our first Friday night edition of In This Very Ring right after SmackDown.
Let's go.
Saturday, I don't know if there's shows Saturday. I think Saturday's a clean day.
Yeah,
No,
Saturday's a clean slate.
Saturday's a clean day. Sunday, obviously, you got Money Pop Podcast, flagship show. Monday, I think it's 3 shows, Fandemonium, Sports Hounds. Jake's little brother does a show. I don't know what the name of the actual show, but Jake knows why. Jake knows why I said that.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Hockey
That's
Happy Hour. It's soon to be Birds of a Feather. Wednesday, I think you got Paul Domowitch is rocking with us for the football season. Great interview he had with Merrill Reese. If you don't catch the video, go catch the audio anywhere. You can stream your audio podcast. Then we got, I don't know what they call a Wednesday night late show.
It's just A2D Wednesday night.
A2D Wednesday. And then obviously Thursday, Les Bowen, Vetted, Marcus Thomas, us for the next couple of weeks. Oh, I actually forgot about Rob Ellis's show. He does on Tuesdays, and then Fridays once again this very ring. So, needless to say, and you'll never know where you'll catch a pop up of Chrome is going to kill me. Lazy booking. I forgot the name of the show for a little bit. A lazy booking episode. Even for us, if we could pop up with a special interview, we may try to do something like that during the season. Never know, So get ready for things to come. Needless to say, A2D is here 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and 365. So with that being said, everybody, as we leave from here, be safe, hug your loved ones. We out.